Welcome back to another Patch Notes show. 3.19 is here. I don't even know what it's called, though. Is it Tyrant of the Night? There you go. I just saw it on the screen. I didn't realize that, guys. Joining me today, as always, is going to be 3 guests. And it's the 3 guests you've seen a couple of times before. Ajax, Chuck, and Fishman there. We'll be bringing you all the action from this patch, as well as Pompon, who may or may not have skins and voice packs correct this week. We'll find out.
I had to buy something extra this week, so I hope I got it right.
Me too. Me too. How you doing, Pon, anyway? How's life?
I'm doing good. It's been a pretty good week.
Good. Not been fired yet, I see?
Yeah, no, not yet. I'm surprised after the last week.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Let's start things off with skins, because we've got a lot of skins this week. We've also got Halloween skins coming out, as well as we also have, alongside that, Odyssey skins coming, and a couple of masteries as well. So, we'll start at the top and go off with Agni skin. Gemini Agni is going to be available in-game, part of the Odyssey here.
What?
And those masks look awesome.
That was sick.
Our card artist has gotten so good.
They're killing it lately.
This whole skin is amazing, actually.
So Chuck, talk me through like the idea behind where Gemini Agni came from.
So we were looking at doing a skin for Agni, and we wanted something that kind of had the same like Void Walker Hebo. What is that called? Void something Hebo? I don't know.
It's Void something. Yeah.
Void something Hebo.
Yeah, Void something.
So we wanted that same kind of space vibe. And so
I love the hair.
we came up with this guy.
The fact that Agni normally is bald is very good that we've actually added hair to him this time. This is what it looked like.
Flows around.
Hair.
He's got some shining star objects for his meteor indicators. Ben Knapp did an awesome job with this crazy space skin.
The skin there, that texture is amazing.
It's constantly shifting and changing.
Now he does have abilities as well.
And he has got the spacewalk, the swag.
I remember specifically bringing that one up in the meeting, saying this skin needs the moonwalk.
We have to have the swag moonwalk.
I'm a personal huge fan of the old Agni walk.
Most people are, I think.
I think if anybody could have it back, they would. So this skin is for you guys out there. Oh, it looks like space.
Oh, of course.
So pretty.
Blow it up, Pon.
Stare into the abyss.
Yeah.
Oh, and that flame is persistent again. Look at those blue flames.
A gambit is set. Force.
So delicious.
It's lovely and blue.
Really nice.
That's the main thing here.
Bluish purple cyan with a white accent.
That's very specific. It's pretty.
Oh man, that geometric thing that happened.
Yeah, I just saw that as well. And the gas cloud as well.
Geodome.
I feel like I'm an
ultimate explosion.
So here's where we need the GM commands to reset the ammo.
Oh yeah, rip.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually it's actually very annoying.
Do some
ROM suffers as well.
Flex pop
Do some voice effects and stuff while we're
give some
and then we can
VGS
blow
commands.
up some more.
Astronomical.
That makes sense.
Astronomical. You are extraordinary. Astonishing. Attack.
Did we manage to squeeze in a Uranus joke this time?
I hope not.
A light that I can easily
Honestly, I don't know.
That is stuck with
probably
Infinity Wave hub wow.
That was it.
Yeah, there you go. Infinity Wave.
What kinds of songs do planets like to sing? Neptune's.
There you go. There it is.
It's a little meteor.
Oh.
There's also a dance emote with Agni this patch as well. And we'll show it on this skin
that is a good laugh.
while we're here.
Yeah, that is a pretty...
We'll do the laugh again in a second. Do the dance for us. This is going to be available on all Agni skins if you purchase it here.
Oh, let me do that.
Way to interrupt it, Pon.
I thought he was about to drop his kilt there for a second.
He's gonna camera for us.
Why don't you show some content on accident while you're doing it?
Do you know the dance reference here, Chuck? Or is this just for fun?
I have no idea.
I do not know the dance reference either.
Twitch chat, which dance is this?
Someone's gonna find it.
Yeah, they'll tell us. I like it though.
I believe it's the Daru Sandstorm dance.
Oh, right.
The classic.
There it is.
Man, that's not going to get spammed.
That's some good
That's not the
laugh
new
spam.
raw laugh right there.
Well, I could look at this skin all day, but we have so many.
We've got way too many. And let's move on to the
keep
next
moving.
Odyssey skin here. And it's going to be Scarlet Dangerfield Neath. First thing to say
Hi-Rez's own.
about this. Chuck, where does the name come from?
The name comes from our HR representative, Scarlet Dangerfield, who has the most awesome name in the history of
names.
That is
experiences.
her actual name, just so you guys at home know.
Yes.
And we've put it in a game that's just so cool. Now, as I look at the skin, look at the eye patch first of all. Definitely evil.
Yeah. So the Evil Spy eye patch with the Eye of Ra on it was... That came up in the concept, and I was like, we're doing that.
Yeah.
We had half the people in the room that did not like it, and I apologized to them because it was happening.
Is that flare?
No, Mr. Bond, I want you to die.
So the other thing that was happening here, well, there's 2 other things that were happening with the skin that were the main thing. So A, we had The skin was initially called Neath with Gun because we have gun animations for Neath that we only used on Buccaneath, and we wanted an excuse to use those again, so we did that. Secondly, we wanted to make a hot skin for Neath that's totally wearing clothes. She isn't has clothes on her face.
No way.
Yeah.
No
so
way.
if you're on the
Overly
Neath is naked all the
sexualized,
time,
Chuck.
no.
The least naked
Look,
she's ever
she
been.
is the most clothed person in Smite.
Is she though? That's a
I
good
think
question.
so.
Someone prove you wrong. I'm sorry.
Orbital. The ROM has a.
yeah, Orbital
the
ROM
full
has a
face
helmet
masks
on.
and Iron Crow who.
But she's close. She's very
And
close.
maybe Athena, the Athena skin.
Yeah.
Hoot
So
and holler back
anyway,
this.
We
Oh,
could
he
put a
doesn't
full
fit.
helm on her.
She's
later.
up
she
there.
is mad clothed.
Now
So
that,
she shoots a grenade storm there.
it looks like webbing though. When it actually connects with a target, it actually webs them in place. So it's
yeah.
more like a. It looks like grenades, but it's more than that. It looks like it's actually weighted down, so you can actually see it wrap around them too, which is cool.
Oh yeah.
And pins them to the ground on top of that. Now the weave on the ground is an actual flare right now, as well as you saw in the base earlier on, off the backflip.
Oh, that's cool.
The flares.
Oh,
That's neat.
nice.
And the detonation of that with the spear arrow. The flames on the backflip though. That's hot.
Yeah, the whole thing is very awesome feeling.
And I believe that's the Egyptian symbol on the ground, right?
Edward Salisbury for the win.
Now the ultimate is
Yeah,
also very
that's a
good on the
great
skin
job.
as well. I think the ultimate looks fantastic.
We had to have scopes, right?
Now, from what I could tell as well, is if you charge it for the 3 red circles around the outside, when you get the 3rd one, is when it's fully charged.
Oh, nice.
I've been practicing this today, you see,
Reset it, pawn. There you go.
because I like the Neve skins.
Well, the official charge is the targeter in the
yeah,
center.
yeah, but the ones on the
but
outside,
the art
it's
syncs up
3.
nicely. Yeah.
Good job, Chuck. And
I didn't make any of the stuff.
but you're on.
But you're in charge of it.
You're here, you know, as lead
I
of the team.
approved
Don't
it,
you get to
You know,
claim
and I
approved
credit?
said
it.
make
Isn't
this
that how that
thing.
works?
Well, if it was bad, he wouldn't have let it go, right? So
That was to you and your team, Chuck, not just you. Okay.
All right, cool. All right, I'll take it.
You're a
And then-
I'll
representative.
take it.
Also has a voice pack as well. Pom Pom, please give us that.
You're all right. You're all right. Ooh. Wonderful. Why, you're still alive. Not for long. Oh, I will gladly debrief Agent Apollo.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Hang on. Debrief Agent Apollo in what way? That sounded.
I mean, you heard her.
Okay.
Why did this
There's a
spy
top secret
cross the
mission that
orb?
only he.
yes.
She was never really on our side.
They're
Someone-
rivals. She's
there may
like
be
the
some
spy
infiltration or
Or perhaps removing a briefs. Maybe there's a.
hunter. Easy, guys. Easy.
not.
Calm it down. Calm it down. Children's show as well. Although her touching her ass every time she hits taunt is very interesting in this skin as well. Just to be clear, she slaps her ass.
Take care of you real good.
As
She
shown
also
in
does
example
some knee shaking dances and some other
one.
very
She does.
Provocative.
very platonic.
So this is
kinda-
also part of the Odyssey as well, correct?
Correct. The Agni and Neath are the Odyssey skins.
I'll be in touch.
There's a look at that one. Next up, we're going to be having Plague Bearer Izanami.
Yeah.
Is the next one
Yes.
on the
Oh,
list
yeah.
here. Izanami's going to be part of the Odyssey collection bonus, I believe. And there's a nice early look at that one. That looks scary.
Oh yeah.
She is scary.
we were
Okay.
we were really looking for an excuse to plague doctor someone, anyone. We wanted to do that. We had tried. Who did we try that on first?
I had Ra.
Talked about
We
Ra.
had
We
Ra
talked about
concepts,
Ra, but
we
it didn't
had-
really
it
fit.
was Opwatch,
It was
Opwatch.
Opwatch was the
Opwatch.
other one. But you know, this Izanami ended up being the winner of the plague
It's stuck.
doctor concept.
I think she's on that list of most clothed now as well with this skin.
Oh, yeah, there
yeah,
you go.
it's yes,
Yeah.
ultimate fully clothed.
We should start compiling this list.
Yes,
The list of the most clothed
more
gods.
clothes than clothes.
Come to ability changes as well. First of all, I just want to see how the basics look. It's always important. Oh,
Darker.
A little silvery on.
Yeah, it's all metallic.
Because it's not bone.
It's been metallized.
Oh, those are nice.
I would be afraid.
she sounds very angry too.
Oh yeah.
So kudos to everyone for getting this feather skirt to work, because that was challenging, but
Was
it
it-
turned out very awesome.
Was that the most challenging thing in this game? Was the feather skirt, or was there other things? that
We
had
had some other
issues there?
things, but I mean, you know, we had to deal with the bird mask and its effect on other stuff, but definitely the feather skirt was the most challenging thing to deal with here. Izanami's normal skirt is pretty challenging to deal with actually too, so.
You say, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I heard them.
Do it again. I feel like we went with the Penny Dreadful-esque voice pack, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And we should actually be able to hear that voice pack as well now.
Although we cast that well before I'd seen the show.
I'm
I'm late on that one. It's now.
I would have requested some things if I knew we were doing that.
Yeah.
I've never liked trees since. Not a one.
Well, Sylvanas taunt.
Right, nasty. That was sick. Plague. 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Heard of me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a
wow.
good psycho
That is
laugh.
a mad spam laugh right there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Bring out your dead. I've seen some nasty things, but you disgust me.
I'm seeing we can't hear
According
her.
to WebMD, I'm sick and tired of the enemy team. I've got a fever, and the only thing that will cure it is a pentakill.
A fever joke. Nice.
Don't forget, guys, on the set, they can hear it. It's just that you guys were talking over it when we were discussing the skin.
Quiet.
Now, please, focus.
All right, all right.
Now, I did miss one in production credits today, but we're going to go back now and look at another one, which is part of the Odyssey, which I forgot about. Celestial Isis is another skin that's going to be part of the Odyssey. And the first thing I can see here is those are stained glass wings.
That's right.
Jeez.
That's really pretty.
Like, how much effort did that take to get in there, Chuck?
Well, that came up a lot in just general discussion for cool things for ISIS, and community-wise and otherwise. And
Jeez.
so yeah, so the trick there was that original ISIS has her feathers kind of curve outward and they're like floppy and soft. So we really had to do a bunch of different revisions and tests on this in order to get the stained glass wings to behave appropriately. But they really turned out really cool, and we were all really happy with the outcome.
They look absolutely beautiful, honestly.
Very good.
Really, really pretty. How's it looking, game? Oh, we
Can see that wind gust.
Yeah, show me the wing gust, Pon. Yeah.
Look down a little bit, Pon.
Yeah, yeah.
To really show off the effects of that one as well.
The other thing is the back piece comes out.
Oh, yeah.
It just pops up when you use the wing gust
I think
as well.
that's part of all of ISIS skins.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
Just neat.
That originally was a thing that was behind ISIS's head all the time, but it was a little too visually confusing, so we had to restrict it.
That's almost
that looks
stained
even
glass
bigger.
a bit, too.
Yep, stained glass ball.
I don't think it is bigger, but it just looks bigger from the skin.
Yeah, we'll double check that, make sure that's not OP.
Good job, good job. I'm glad you're doing that because otherwise people are saying that. And
Should
here's
be the same
sounds as well.
size.
This is the visual opposite of the witch skin,
Oh, yeah.
Scarlet Coven.
Oh, yeah, right. So now we have the nice base ISIS, and you got the good and evil ISIS, too.
Ever popular. You suck.
That is a fun skin, though.
That looks really pretty. And on top of that, it does come with a voice pack as per usual, as long as my guests will keep quiet.
Well done. Spectacular. I do it for victory. Come one, come all. I will stop at nothing to defeat this evil. I had a dream about a female horse wearing armor. It was a nightmare. Sometimes your knight in shining armor is just a fool in tinfoil.
There we go.
Yes.
Pretty looking skin. And that's the last of the Odyssey ones we have for this week. But we still have more skins to show you. It's not over just yet. It is very much skin week this week. And we go into Halloween skins.
So many skins.
Next up, and this one
Keep
will
'em coming.
be... Well, it's one that probably a lot of people expected for a while. Wolfman Fenrir.
There he is.
Chuck, why is it taking so
This-
long to have this in the game?
Just, you know, it just has. I don't know why.
always
I've
been
been
wolf, now he's
crusading
man.
for the Wolfman Fenrir for quite some time because it just seems so wonderfully obvious.
Was it just difficult to get the tech to put pants on him? Or was that the biggest problem?
No, it's just, we got to schedule a lot of skins, got a lot of stuff happening. We already had some Halloween stuff in the queue last year, and so this year I was doubling down on my desire for Wolfman Fenrir, who looks awesome, by the way.
I love how those
Really
effects
turned
on
out
the face
nicely.
turned out, too.
Yeah, those effects around the mouth are fantastic. Just
Really
to
cool.
give it that little
His
evil-
clothing looks like he hulked out into it.
Yeah, he looks like a classic person that turned into a werewolf. Like, that's what you want from a skin like this. All the effects of the blue as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
we
that
got that
color
sort
scheme.
of Halloween green, little tombstones.
Tombstones?
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
I did not see the
Little
tombstones.
touches.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that yet. Ooh, that looks cool.
So he goes green for that. He uses howl and into brutalize.
I'm out for blood. Fresh meat.
And a big doggy.
My final form. Time to try.
The tombstones are awesome. I love the tombstones on that effect.
Yeah.
Nice and clear on that one as well. And he also comes with a voice pack as well.
You're an animal.
I'm personally very excited about the skin. I'm going to have to play a little bit of Fenrir. Going to have to dust it off.
Yeah.
I am beastly.
That didn't sound so threatening, that one. I am beastly.
He's got a really good Halloween movie voice, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a joke about that.
Sometimes I miss being human. It's a lot harder to get Chinese food or a good pina colada looking like this.
So he's a werewolf in this skin. He knows that he was actually human at some point.
He used to be human.
That was a whole diatribe.
It's like some Warren Zevon level.
That's exactly what it is. It's a shout out.
Maniacal.
And that's not the only Halloween skin we have, however. There is another Halloween skin coming out this patch as well, which will be Feline Fashion Awilix.
All right, I promise not to talk during the voice packs.
Thanks, Chuck. I appreciate
Feline
it.
Fashion does not look like she's on that list with
Okay,
with
Chuck,
Neith.
talk to me about the inspiration for this Awilix skin.
I mean, it's every girl's last-minute Halloween costume, right?
Is our last-minute skin?
You didn't plan.
Plus a tiger.
Sexy black cat costume. It's classic.
If in doubt, go with the black cat.
You
And
can't
just
go
add some
to a
makeup in
college
your arms
Halloween
and
party
legs.
without seeing this costume.
You can't.
I think we'll see a few more this
is
year because of this.
A top-tier implementation of that particular
the tiger
concept.
stripes on the skin is
But
great too.
yeah, it turned out really cool.
Obviously with new abilities as well, but she also has Suku, who is a tiger. Why a tiger?
Because tigers are black and orange Halloween colors.
There you go.
And we couldn't have a black cat riding on a black cat because that would just not be as interesting.
Too much of the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering Suku is already pretty much that color anyway, or at least a deeper color. So it's going to be the tiger. I like the paw prints that came out of Suku actually, when we saw that. And it's a tiger version as well of that. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me out.
Also opening up SMITE cosplay potential. Now you can just go get those same cat ears.
See, this is
And
what I
you're
think the art
up there with
department
the pros.
does, right? Is we release these sexy-looking skins ready for the World Championships every year, just so we get some better, more interesting cosplays as well.
Oh, I've
more
never
things to
thought
look
about it
at.
like that actually.
Neither
That's
had I until just now, and I'm like, oh, I hear what
You're-
you're doing here.
See
You're a
Bologna?
genius.
Very difficult. This, just get the ears.
Chuck's
Yeah,
an evil
right?
mastermind. He's like,
Everyone
oh,
can participate.
you want to wear clothes on one of the skins? Sure, here's the new Neef skin. If in doubt.
Thanks, Sarah.
You're a mastermind, Chuck.
So I'm giving it away. And the voice pack as well comes with the Awilix skin.
I mean, she's got the same amount. All right, I'm not going to talk.
Nope.
You are perfect. You are perfect. That was amazing. I am rather cute. You know what they say. Black cats are unlucky. Are you the perpetrator?
Wait. Okay, stop for a second. Just stop. I don't want to interrupt, but get ready for the joke, okay? Because this is like a top-tier Tina classic.
Up there for the ages.
Just wait for it.
Don't tell me a funny cat joke or I'll poo my pants.
Oh no! There it is.
Okay,
There
yeah.
it is.
Can you do BEW
Yeah.
one more
Oh,
time?
man.
That's my favorite.
That's a
no.
that's a
That'll
good
get
woohoo.
That
Yeah.
will get muted.
Yes.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Don't you love not having the restrictions pawn? You can just spam for days in
Yeah.
our dev account.
It's great.
No overflow for us.
And when I say they're going to be muted, it's not some troll on ranked. It's going to be Larson in the playtest who I have to mute.
Yeah.
And next up, more skins. It's going to be Mastery skin time, and we're going to start things off with one of the newer gods. Izanami is now getting her Mastery skins, and there's some fantastic card art on your screen right now.
Might make you poo my pants.
It's a good
I hate this
good
job
joke.
sometimes, man. I hate this
Of
job.
all of our
If we
bad
say it enough
jokes,
times.
that's a good one of all of our bad jokes.
So we just have a little look at her in game as well.
Chuck has been killed.
That dress looks awesome.
Yeah,
on her, by
it's
the way.
amazing.
The color effects are really good in it as well. Although she looks like she's been like in deep sea a little bit in the legs. They look a little bit gangrene there for some reason.
I mean,
Which is part of her
she's-
effect,
yeah,
right?
that's her legitimate normalness.
It's been a while since she's been alive, all right?
That's a good point.
There's some decomposing going on.
Ooh.
Legendary.
That's very Japanese-esque to me as well. The black and the gold. And there's also the diamond one as well. Is she? So taunts for us.
Diamond.
Diamond.
There were too many skins to actually bind to.
It's all right,
today.
Pawn. You're doing great.
You did good job so far. So far, don't give him too much hope.
Starts with
He'll
a
let us
D.
down somewhere.
Oh.
the diamond.
Pretty awesome.
Oh, I like that one too.
It looks great.
How do the auto attacks look like on that? I'm just have interested if there was diamond effects on that. It may not be. I'm not going to. Oh,
nice.
Oh, they're sparkly.
Yeah, they are.
That moment when you put the art team up against it and you don't know if you're going to be right or wrong, but you're like, I wonder if they're going to. Oh, it is. It's great.
We do the in-hands always on the mastery skins.
And that's not the only masteries that have been done this patch. We're also going to be doing Neath. Not just Scarlet Dangerfield Neath, but we're going to have the new updated mastery look with the new style. And back to her usual no clothes, Chuck.
I mean, this
Standard Neath.
It's classic Egyptian.
Regular Neath, so
it is. It's okay. I wasn't trying to upset you guys.
But now we won't have solid gold finger Neath.
That's true.
So.
Solid gold.
Instead,
getting rid of those one at a time. Oh, look at that.
I really like the diamond on this one as well. Actually, to be fair, all three of them are really good. Legendary. Good job, Pompon.
I can spell.
Good job.
I was in a spelling bee
doing
once.
Good.
Did you?
Yeah.
What year was that?
Like middle school. Long time ago.
Got beat by.
Back in your prime.
Yeah, that was my prime spelling years.
Yeah, these are looking great.
These are fantastic.
These are really cool too because this is just our team going through and be like, yeah, you know what? This isn't quite up to our standards. It's not going to sell anything. We just want our game to look better. I think that's really neat.
And Chuck's system to get these out as we're doing skins is really efficient. It's going to make us keep on schedule really well with these.
And we keep doing
that was actually the performance department system. I cannot take credit for that. But
okay, so our platform team.
Chuck, will you just take credit for something? You've come on this show this week. You just won't take credit for a thing. Just take some, okay?
He's a moocher, and we're calling attention to it. So
I took credit for us getting to make Werewolf Fenrir.
There you go.
And that is all the skins we have for this week for you. I believe that was like, I can't remember.
That was the most we've done in a single show in a while.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's a large number.
7, 8 skins.
3 purchasable Odyssey skins, 1 unlockable Odyssey, 2 Halloween, 2 masteries.
Lots and lots of skins coming out of this patch.
You got plenty to like and acquire.
We've still got plenty more to come for you, though, coming into this patch. We're going to go through the actual patch notes now, for the most part, and we'll round things off with the new god. Yes, there is a new god, as you all saw last time around. Pompon is now going to join me for the go-over of the patch notes, and probably with the new god later on, which he spoiled last week. Oh, last 2 weeks.
Look, everyone loved it. It's great.
It's fine now. The best news was everybody on Twitter, sorry, Reddit expected to be fired. Me too, unfortunately, but it didn't happen, did it?
Nope, I'm still here.
One day I'll get a better replacement. Onwards then to the patch notes. First thing up is going to be, as per usual, achievements. And it's going to be Jean-Qui. Oh, I'm going for a ride! Okay,
guys, there's an earthquake. We are still live. Stay tuned.
Jean-Qui, what's in the bag is the first one. As Jean-Qui, use Expose Evil and Exorcism to fully stack your passive. And Book of Demons. As Jean-Qui, stun 3 or more enemy gods with Book of Demons. Pretty simple.
Yep, get into a team fight.
Bad news is you got to play Jean-Qui, though.
That's fine. He's good.
Take it to arena or something. Don't do it in Conquest. Carly, next up as well, is going to be Bounty Hunter Carly. As Carly, kill 5 gods in 1 match that are marked for death by your passive.
Yep. Pretty simple.
Now, the easiest way to do this, Pompon, is pick the worst person on the enemy team, right? Die to them, so the passive hits on them.
Yeah, if you...
And then go and kill them, and then die to them again.
Yeah, if you're playing and you spawn in, and it's like the solo lane Hercules that's building only physical protection, just be like, nah, I'm done. I'm just going to go die somewhere else. Get a new target.
And not only that, it's also Thought You Had Me, as Carly killed 2 gods in a single match while using Destruction when you're under 10% health.
Pretty simple.
Press Alt, kill people. And the final achievement as well is going to be Cabrakan. Tremors, as Cabrakan keep an enemy stuck in Tremors for 6 seconds?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, wall them with the ult and then just slam.
Does it have to be the whole time?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
And just a single go.
And then on top of that, Shield Smash, as Cabrakan get max stacks on your shield and stun enemy god with it. Okay. As well, just to add to this, Naja had a little bit of a change here. We've added back...
Very minor.
Naja's Watch This achievement, which went missing.
Yeah, it disappeared one patch, and it's back.
Where'd it go, Pom?
Someone stole it.
Was it you?
No, I didn't steal it.
Did anyone see a rabbit just there?
A rabbit?
We don't talk about the rabbit.
Okay, sorry.
Rabbit? I don't see no rabbit.
Yeah, that's how Cabrakan
smashed the rabbit.
The rabbit's name is Shield.
Papa, right? did you do these patch notes? Is that what you're looking down right now?
No, I didn't do this.
Tremors.
Though.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's great.
Tremors. That's
beautiful.
Chango is now Tremors. Okay.
You can take credit for that, Chuck.
The more you learn. Miscellaneous change. Oh, sorry. First of all, Halloween Arena.
Yeah, cool
is
stuff.
on its way. And in the Halloween arena, decorated arena to set the mood for Halloween. But not only that, we've included the scary potion once more. This time with different effects, though, Pom.
If you remember the one from last year, this one is different. That's all I'm going to say.
If you remember the one from last year,
it
is not
the
that
same.
one.
It has a new formula.
If you weren't here last year, for you guys at home as well, it's a potion you can buy in there. Is it free to buy as well, or a gold or something like that?
I think it's free.
It's a free potion you guys can buy.
You shouldn't be punished for
Take it in,
exploring your Halloween.
play around with it in the arena, and you'll find out some nice effects that are going to happen in-game with that one. And now on to the actual full-on patch notes now. Miscellaneous. Fixed an issue where players on low settings would not see the screen turn grey once they died.
Yep,
So
if
now
you...
now they see grey.
Yep, you actually now know when you're dead. You know when you've made a mistake.
Okay. I mean, normally I know when I'm dead because it says you have died. But
I never see the death screen, so...
moving again. I'm moving again. Fix an issue where the Chinese recall skin had a green glow when backing in base.
Yep,
So
fixed.
nice little correction there. And now on to items. Pompon, your favorite item changed this patch?
My favorite item change this patch would probably be Rune Forged.
Oh, Green Forged?
Yeah.
I see. Well, we'll start things off in alphabetical order and go with Gem of Isolation. Pompon, what is the major change with Gem? What's the idea?
Gem of Isolation is one of those items that's kind of a luxury for a lot of mages. The slow effect is really nice to get if you can get it, especially on certain characters, but it's also really expensive, and it doesn't give you too much power or survivability. It kind of gives you a mixture of stats. And so when you're looking at kind of what a mage does, you go for those direct damaging stats, and it just wasn't quite hitting enough of a punch to compete against those other direct damaging choices.
Okay.
So we've upped the power a little bit.
And we've upped that power by 20. It's now going to be increased magical power from 70 to 90 on this item. Gold stays the same, and the other effects stay the same as well, Pompon, yeah?
Exactly the same.
Okay, that's the change with Gem of Isolation. Next up is Ritual Dagger. We've reduced the cost from 2,000 to 1,850, but also by doing that, we've reduced the attack speed on this item from 20% to 10%.
Yep. So for a lot of support characters, gold is a very, very valuable stat to them because they get a little bit less of it. And so this is an item really towards support characters. Other characters can get it, which is why it has the stats it has. But supports are generally the ones that get the kind of team-oriented actors that really benefit from Ritual Dagger. So we've taken away some of the stats that they can't really use too much, and then also taking away gold to adjust for that. So it's taken away a little bit of the attack speed, and that justified us taking away a little bit of the gold too, so it's a little bit cheaper.
Next item to be patched in the latest patch, which will be on probably Tuesday next week. Runeforged Hammer
Tuesday.
is next up, and this is the one Pom was looking forward to.
This is the one I like.
Pon, first of all, before we even go through it, what was the reasons behind changing this?
So Runeforged Hammer is a very niche item in terms of what it provides to you. You have to be a character that already has a slow, or you have to build into a slow, and both of those kind of restrict where you can use this item effectively. At 24,000 or 2,400, not 24,000. If you, especially if you have to build a Runeforged Hammer because you don't have a slow built into your kit, it's a lot of money to dedicate towards items that aren't really focused in defense or offense, and that made it very limited. And so we're looking to bring the cost down and increase the effectiveness of the actual passive when you get to use it, so that it's a little bit more easy to fit into a build, especially on characters that do have their built-in slows.
Okay, well, let's see how this stat's going to play out. It's reduced cost from 2,400 to 2,000 gold, so a 400 gold reduction. Not only that, the reduced physical power from 40 to 30, and the reason for that is because we're going to increase the aura from 10% to 15% overall here. So overall, a buff to this item.
Yep, so for the reduction of the power, that's just to make sure that it stays in line, even because we took 400 gold off it. That is a pretty big amount to remove. We had to remove the power as well.
And on top of that, the final item to be changed this patch is going to be Tower Shield, which is the tier 2
Tower Shield.
of the shield tree.
So Shield of Regrowth and Shifter Shield are kind of why this is getting changed.
Okay.
Shifter Shield is a pretty powerful item. It gives you a lot of power and then shifts to defenses when you need it. Shield of Regrowth is also a powerful effect if you can actually get a character that uses the passive effect. Building into it is difficult, though, because the Tier 1 and the Tier 2 options don't provide you nearly enough protections for it to be worthwhile. It doesn't provide you enough power to kind of really compete, and so we wanted to make sure that people who were building into these options had a little bit more of survivability when they were building into that tree.
And the idea behind that is going to be increasing the physical protection on this item from 10 to 20. So 10 increase on that. Gold stays the same on the item overall, just a little bit more effective in the earlier game.
Yep.
That's all we've got time for items, but we do have gods up next. Pompon, your favorite god change this patch. Just the first letter to keep it tantalizing.
I think the most interesting one is C.
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 To the first one.
Yes, it'll be the first one.
Thanks, Fan. Chak is next up for balance, and the biggest change with Chak here is we're going to talk for him here, but the torrent is going to get changed to make it more effective under cripple.
Torrent is one of those abilities that like has a weird interaction with cripple. It's like a lot of times you actually aren't even using it for teleport. You just want to spin because you used your axe somewhere else. Your axe isn't even out.
Yeah.
But you're crippled, so you can't spin. We've now fixed it so that if you can't teleport to it, if your axe isn't out or your axe is on cooldown, you will actually still be able to spin. But if your axe is out and you would teleport to it, you can't use it while crippled.
Okay, so you can't use it if crippled and your axe is out, but you can't spin on the spot or anything like that. Only if your axe is away.
Yeah, if your axe is away, you can actually spin regardless of if you're crippled or not.
But that's not the only change that's going to be happening to check this patch as well. We're going to be simplifying a little bit of his ultimate here. Stormcall is going to have the remove conditional bonus damage and knock up when picking up the axe on activation. And Stormcall no longer interacts with deployed axe. The base damage of this has gone up because of that as well, and the physical power scaling has also increased overall. Pom-Pom, what's the real reason we've been looking at doing this? Because it's not going to have the knock-up anymore. Is it because it's a more complex situation that it was used?
So Stormcall was hard to actually use with the deployed axe. You had to throw it out and then be in range when you activated it, and then you got the effect.
Yeah.
It also took away your ability to use your 1 or your 2, so you couldn't teleport with Torrent. You couldn't deploy a giant rain field, which are very big, impactful ways to either engage or to control a team fight. And so it just felt like it was kind of restricting Chalk's ability to make choices, and also didn't flow very well with the ability. So we've simplified it. We brought Stormcaller's base up to make up for the fact that you can no longer actually use it with the axe. So it's just more powerful on its own, and now you're freed up to actually use the engage of the 2 or the rain area of the 3.
A lot of more effects to check there. Obviously, he's been having a couple of buffs the last few patches. It seems like he may even come back even further now.
Yeah, in our playtest, he was actually doing pretty good.
Oh, really? Were you playing him?
Use
No,
Everybody use Chak.
I sit in the jungle all day.
Next up on the patch is Medusa, the next one that's going to be balanced this patch. And Medusa's going to get some mana issues corrected this patch. It seems to be the big key here. Acid Spray's mana cost is going to be reduced. It used to be 70 to 90. It's now going to be 60 to 80. And on top of that, we're also going to change Lacerate's mana cost as well. It's going to be reduced from 85 to 70 at all ranks. Pompon, why are we reducing the mana costs?
So Medusa is this kind of hybrid hunter, which is more on the ability side. She does have an enhanced stim with her 1, but it's kind of it's a weak enhanced stim. It's only for 3 shots. And so she definitely falls into more the ability hunter category. And when we looked at how she played in lane, and when we looked at kind of how she competed with other ability characters, her mana costs were often too high, so that she was limited in how often she could poke and use her wave clear tools, as well as how often she had the mana to escape with Lacerate. So we're just bringing them down a little bit so she has a little bit more options in the early and mid game.
Okay. Next up on the list is Scylla. Now, this was mentioned by Chris on Twitter early on, so a lot of talk about this one.
Yep.
The first thing to mention is the Sentinel, which is very similar to Chuck's change to his Torrent. Sentinel can now be cast and not actually jumped to during cripple, but you can still cast it, is the biggest difference there.
So if you want to preemptively throw that out to try and teleport to it, if you want to get the mana regen going, if you want to get the vision while you're getting ganked and like crippled, you can actually use that now. It was a little bit jarring when you couldn't even throw it out while you're crippled, so that's been fixed.
Okay, so it's a little bit more survivability with that, I guess, being able to throw it out at least, and then once you are off cripple, immediately jump to it as well.
Yep.
And not only that, Scylla is also going to get a change to Crush. Now, before we go through exactly what's happening here, what is the reasons for this pom-pom?
So when we look at kind of how the mage meta has shifted since the removal of Purple Pot and a few other characters coming in and out, Raijin particularly, we're looking at how the mages compete in the early, mid, and late game and how their kind of classification fits with that.
Yeah.
So Scylla is very much a late game character, but based on the feedback we've seen as well as kind of reviewing our internal metrics and everything, her early game is so behind because she's a character that only has 1 really damaging clearing tool where most other mages have 2. Her mid contention's a little bit weak unless she blows her ultimate, which isn't always what you want to be doing. Her early game was so behind all the other mages, especially with the removal of Purple Pot, that she was never actually getting to the late game stage, and it wasn't worth picking her as a risky character to get to the late game stages. If she did get there, she was doing okay, but it was often really difficult for her to do that. Okay. So our goal is to help her a little bit in the early game to make sure that she's not so far behind the curve so that she can get to the late game if she plays safely and plays intelligently.
Especially with only 1 damaging ability for wave clear for the most part in the early stages. The change is going to be, guys, Crush is going to have increased mana cost on this first of all, from 60 to, it used to be 60 to 80, it's now going to be 70 to 90.
Yep.
The increased damage though, it used to be 90 to 310, it's now going to be 90 to 330, but also we're going to be increasing the magical power scaling on this item, on this ability as well, sorry, from 80% to 100%. So this is just to make it a little bit more bit stronger in the early game.
Yeah, so this will make it stronger in the early game. If you itemize for these early damaging items, you'll benefit from the scaling a little bit more directly. So if you actually itemize to mitigate her early weak game, you are helped a little bit more. And then the increased mana cost is there to encourage players to use Crush intelligently. You don't want to be spamming it on the wave and then in a fight and then in a poke situation and then at mid-hard Bs. Her early game isn't supposed to be where she's dominating you with these giant poke tools, so you have to be... If you can dodge those, it's going to be really punishing her on the mana, but she can use it a little bit better to clear and a little bit more to engage now.
And the final god that's going to be patched in 3.18 is going to be Susano.
Yep, Susano is actually on here.
Now, what's the reason? Why is it taking? First of all, why is it taking so long, Pom Pom, for us to get changes? And what are the changes? What is the idea behind these changes?
So Susano is kind of one of those characters that's a little bit delicate. We've been watching him and watching the balance changes we've done on him very closely, and we've actually seen him fall into a pretty good spot balance-wise. He's not making games go one-sided. He's not making games so crazy. We've even seen at competitive levels he's kind of come in and out, and he's doing pretty well and okay there. He's not dominating everything. But we have gotten a lot of frustration factor from people in the community saying that like he's really hard to fight against, he's really difficult to fight against. And so when we were looking at the changes we wanted to make to him, we wanted to be very careful that we made the right changes to reduce the frustration, but not to make him so that he's too weak or too difficult to actually play.
Okay, so we'll go through the abilities now. First of all, Storm Carter is the first thing that's going to get changed this patch. Now, I'm not going to read all the numbers off because there's a big wall of text here, but what it basically means is that instead of just the first 2 attacks of this 3 attack ability dealing damage, all 3 will now deal damage, but the damage is spread across all 3 abilities, correct?
Yes, so it was now spread across all 3 abilities. The first 2 still deal more than the final third one, so the dash is, I think, half of the damage of the rest of them. But it is split across the 3, so that if you actually... Before, he could use just the 2 abilities and dash away. Now, if he actually wants to get more damage out, he actually has to dash through you, and it's about the same damage, actually. But if he chooses to run away, he's doing significantly less.
And not only that, the wind-up time on the actual pre-cast of the very first slash has been increased as well. It used to be 0.1 second, it's now going to be 0.4, so there's a little bit more chance to be able to react to engage on you.
You'll know more whether you're actually getting attacked yet, whether he's actually committing onto you. You might have a chance to turn around and react before he can do the second part of it or the third part of it. So you just have more readability on him.
And not only that, that is Storm Carter. We're also going to be taking a look at Typhoon as well. His ultimate is going to get changed this patch. And the change to its ultimate will be that it will no longer knock up unless it is fully charged.
Yes, so the big change here is Susano players were often using Typhoon in a way that was you popped it and you immediately detonated it out.
Yeah.
And that caused a powerful knock-up effect, and that paired with the fact that you could do damage really quickly, that paired with the fact that you had a pull, was hard to play against. Once he got on you, you were often really, really quickly dead, and you didn't have much a chance to react. And so we're removing some of that frustration by making Typhoon not immediately knock you up. He can't just chain that instantly. And the second thing is, it also didn't feel quite right for the ability, right? It's a giant Typhoon wave that you want to power up and charge. It has this really cool power and charge effect. It has its pull effect where it pulls people into the center. And players just weren't using it because it was better to just throw it out and knock people up.
Yeah, especially for escape as well. I mean, he already had plenty of escape, but if his other abilities on cooldown, he'd just throw that out for a knock-up to buy him even more time.
Yep, and so that is now going to be only when it's fully charged. So if you actually use it, get people in the kind of pull effect, or you pull people into the tornado with your 2 and let it fully charge, you can still bring the knock-up effect to a team fight. You can still let it charge over a wall and throw it to a team fight. But that scenario where it was just instantly knocking up is no longer going to be a case.
Now, all these changes are going to be on the PTS this weekend as well, Pompon, as per usual, right? And we're going to be monitoring them all closely and taking feedback on all these changes.
My guess is it'll be Friday, but I'm not sure on that. But once it's up, everyone play it, give us feedback, especially on the larger change we've done like Scylla and Susano.
Yeah.
Let us know how that feels, because we'll be looking at that feedback and seeing how we adjust that for the final patch.
Awesome. That's all the items and god balancing for this week, but we've still got more to bring you as per usual, and it's going to be on. Thanks for joining us, Pom Pom. Now you can get to do some more camera work. Hopefully you get this right this week. You get to actually show the thing you showed last week now.
Yeah.
As we bring back Fishman, Chuck, and AJ to go all through the latest god that will be joining the realm.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Really excited
The
about
realm, the battleground, I guess. I don't know why I said realm. I guess it is a realm.
It's all a realm is pretty general. It's fine.
Same old.
it. Realm
same
seems
old.
like a place you'd find a paladin.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
It is.
It sounds good. It
That's
has a good
why
ring to it.
Yeah.
It does.
Somebody should make a
Paladins
game about that.
of the realm. Yeah.
But for now, we have the battleground, and
of
we
the
have
gods. Of the gods.
we have the bat.
And we have the bat god.
We sure do.
His name is Camazotz, and he's available right now. He's going to be available to see right now. Available next week, and he is Mayan, correct, Fishman?
That's
Oh.
right. So he actually goes from the story of Shibalanke, who we already have in the game. Shibalanke and his brother Hunapu kind of go through this epic journey.
Yeah.
And they go into the underworld. There's this realm Shibulba, and it has these different rooms of different trials. And so Camazotz is the master of the room of bats.
Right.
And so they're in the room of bats. And they're both trying to make it through. And they're like, all right, let's just see if we can stay here overnight. We'll hide in our blowguns. We'll chill out.
Blowguns.
That's right. That's right.
Zip down.
Zip down.
Of course.
And then all they have to do is wait the night, and then they leave. But Hunahpu can't. He's not patient. So he peeks his head out, and the second he does, Camazotz here swoops down and takes his head. And he actually brings it up for this kind of basketball game of the gods. Like, hey, guys, I don't know where our last ball went, but here's a new one. It may be face-shaped. Gives it to them. Then the next morning, Xbalanque wakes up. He's like, hey, Hunahpu, where are you at? And Hunahpu doesn't answer because his head's being, tossed into
I'd be more surprised if he was like flying through the air. His head was flying in the basketball game.
Yeah.
And
Well,
like,
you think you're surprised. He was really surprised.
I can imagine.
So Xbalanque has the idea. He asks all the little creatures to bring him plants, bring him fruits and vegetables, and he actually picks a gourd, pops on Hunahpu, good to go with his new gourd head. They travel on out of there. So that's where Camazotz comes from. His name actually means the death bat.
It's awesome. Chuck,
Look
obviously,
at that death bat.
Chuck,
Come on now.
You've been looking forward to this guy for a while. You mentioned it a few patches ago that you've been very excited about this guy. What was the most difficult things in terms of making this character a reality in the game?
We kind of went around on the concept for this guy quite a little bit. I actually did some work on that myself, which I rarely get to do. And just, I don't know, just trying to capture the batty monsterness and still, making him feel intelligent enough to
and lovable,
be a god at the same time. And actually, the real challenge on Camazotz was the wing functionality, because we had to have his arms be fully usable. We couldn't do a lot of things that are the way actual bat anatomy works. So coming up with the bone structure layout and where it attached and how all the skin flaps and all that stuff worked.
Oh yeah,
skin flaps.
It was we actually had to go through a lot of iterations to make sure he was going to have all the mobility that he needed and be able to do everything he needed to do. So
we did a lot of iterations on Camazotz himself too, which I know Stu and Chris like to tweet out some of our earlier concepts, but we did a variety of Camazotzes ranging from more manly to completely creaturey and everything in between, just to make sure we really liked it, and we really unanimously agreed complete creature. Totally a bat. Very little humanoid was the way to go.
Thank
We're
God,
very happy with that.
because I was going to be real sad if he was a man bat.
Yeah, so those are actually pretty hilarious. They're great, but they don't quite fit him as we'd hoped. So we might send those out later.
Before we're saying something about a cleave auto.
Yes, I was about to say, before we even go through the abilities here, he's got a cleave auto. Is he auto-attack based, this god here?
Okay, so
what role is he first?
Yeah, let me start introducing his gameplay now.
Yeah.
So we got the lore and the art. Camazotz is an assassin.
Right.
He is a ability-focused assassin, so he does have a cleave. His basic attack chain is a simple, same timing, 100% damage, one second.
1-1-1.
Yeah, 1-1-1, nice rhythmic attack timing, but it does have a cleave on the third hit.
Okay. But he is ability-based. Well, let's start off then with his passive. First of all, talk me through his passive.
Okay, his passive is Essence Drinker.
I wonder what that does.
Yeah, this is a cool one. This is playing off Camazotz's Vampire Bat lore. So he has a passive buff of Vampirism, which gives him 5% physical lifesteal and increased healing all the time.
Right.
Then also, if Camazotz is in your match and any god dies on any team, killed by anyone, Camazotz doesn't even need to be there, that god will leave behind an essence pool that lasts a few minutes.
So it's like a weave.
It's like a Neath Weave, but it works for any team, anyone. So you can actually, your allies can die, and you can go to where the essence pools are, and if you walk into them, he heals his mana and health over time inside them.
Oh, but it looks like it's slower if you're in combat.
Right.
Well.
If he's out of combat, he drinks twice as fast. So it's 10 drinks, 10 seconds, but if you're out of combat, you get it in 5 seconds.
What if there's 2 Camazotz in the game?
The Camazotz will have to share and fight over the blood pools.
I don't think there'll be any sharing.
Well, yeah. So you can fight from it completely the whole time and just get the regeneration, or you can tactically, roam around the jungle to find them and drink them real quickly to continue on your route without needing to go back to bases often.
Now, you did mention, I believe we mentioned off air as well, you can see these on the mini-map as well, correct?
Yes, there will be a mini-map indicator like AMC's Hives or an Artemis Traps that only Camazotz can see these.
Okay.
So everybody else in the game, they don't affect enemies, they don't affect allies, no one else can see them, only Camazotz. He can see them in the ground and on his mini-map, and he can play around them as he needs.
So it seems like he's got a lot of sustain in this kit. Is already on the passive and is,
sure.
alone.
He's got the very much lifesteal theme. That's really kind of what you're going to see, a little bit of that in every ability. So Camazotz should show up to the fight with full health, He might be out of mana. He has some mana issues to balance that.
Okay.
And he's got some tough skill shots to offset that too.
Well, let's go through one of the skill shots. First of all, Fisherman, we have the first ability, which is called Screech.
That's right.
I wonder what that does.
Sure. He screeches. Pretty straightforward. It is a long-distance projectile attack. It will stop on the first god it hits, but it passes through enemy minions. And you'll see it sends back these little sonar waves. And if he picks up one of those, he actually gets map vision. They only come off enemy gods. Right. So enemy jungle camp won't do anything, minions won't do anything. But if it's an enemy god, he will get mini-map vision of that god for the next 15 seconds. He'll also get increased physical power against that god, against anything else as well.
Okay. So those sonar things, you can only hit once, can they? Or can they hit multiple times? Because it looks like I can see, like,
so it's going to fire off 3. He can only get the benefit of 1, regardless of how many there are.
And it doesn't bounce and deal damage to something else, like a ricochet.
They don't interact with
like
anything but him, but he can pick one up. And you can see they kind of obey the same rules as who use Ricochet. They'll bounce off geometry. They'll bounce off player-deployed walls. And they'll give him a little edge against players who he has echolocated.
So deals damage, helps to wave clear, I guess, as well. Right. But on top of that, it'll also, if it hits a god, you can get increased damage based off it as well.
Yeah, some solid poke there.
Okay, next bit up then is going to be what Pompon gave away very, very early, and AJ was very upset with you on the set over here, Pompon.
I hit the wrong button, man. It's weird. This keyboard's weird.
Well, press 1, press 2. Yeah, keyboard's hard.
He wasn't angry. He was disappointed.
I was just surprised that we were firing off the abilities that we're not talking about yet. But it's okay. It's okay, Pon.
We saw it, and it's vampire bats. Shockingly enough, AJ, it throws out bats.
It sure does.
So what does it do?
This is his second line attack. So what this does is deals damage and a little bit over time and slows the target you hit. Then it flies back to you and heals you a little bit.
So it's a slow. It is a slow, which is like a soft CC, available for him as well, but it does sustain as well.
Yeah, so it's a tough to hit skill shot, and it's got shorter range.
Right.
It's narrower. It's got a longer casting time, and it only hits one target. So minions can block this. You have to hit the god, and it's his only CC on his kit is this slow.
Okay.
It's a single target slow.
That's all he's got in terms of CC.
That's all he's got.
So he's basically raw damage and survivability, it seems.
Right. But this ability has a little bit of a twist on it here to go with his jungling. So if you shoot a jungle buff camp, it has to be the monster that drops the buff. They will be marked with this skull, and they will fly back and give Camazotz an additional stack of vampirism, which is part of his passive. So his passive gives him 5% healing and physical lifesteal.
Yeah.
Each one of these stacks will give him 3% more, up to 3 stacks or a total of 14% combined.
So does he have to kill that now?
He doesn't have to kill it. All he has to do is hit it. But now it's marked. It's marked. He cannot get the buff from it again. He's got to roam around the jungle to keep hitting things.
And it's only buffs that do this. It's only caps with buffs.
See if he hits that thing.
Buff monsters.
Right here, that guy. It'll hit channel on him like a normal minion or god and fly back and heal him, but it will not give him another stack of his vampirism. So he hit the buff camp. You'll see stack 2 appear here above the buff bar.
Right.
There we go. Now we have 2 stacks and the timer's refreshed.
And you can have a maximum of 3 stacks.
Correct.
Now, what about if the 2 Camazotz again?
So, 2 Camazotz have to fight over the jungle camp. A marked monster cannot yield a stack of vampirism. So if you invade, even if you don't kill the monster, if you invade and just mark and steal them, that Camazotz can't get a stack off that monster.
So basically, if I'm just a Camazotz in a professional game, say for example, I could run in the enemy jungle and just mark it to get a stack free and run away again. I don't have to kill the buff.
Correct, you could do that.
That's crazy. Okay. So
I really like that mark too.
Yeah, it's a cool effect. Our new effects art has been doing a great job on all these.
It's like a skull of a bat, basically.
Yep, pretty
That's
much.
what it looks like, yeah. Okay, next ability then. We've already seen 2, we've still got 2 more to go, and it's going to be called Devour. I guess this is something to do with sustaining again.
Sure, but it is also his mobility tool. So you'll see a lot of our leaps in this game are about 55 feet, but this one only goes 40. So it's a little slower, a little heavier, a little shorter range, but it is his mobility. And when he lands, he actually, in keeping with this kind of I want to drink your blood lifestealing kit, he heals himself based on the number of enemies he's hit with his Devour.
Okay, so if you just see that camp again, when you jump to one of the camps, you'll see this sustain. Hitting 3, and if we just hit 1 as an example, just to see he gets more from hitting multiple targets at the same time with it. Just a little bit less from that as well.
That's right.
Just deals damage and heals as well.
That's great.
Standard leap, just a little
Gets
shorter.
a little immunity while he's up in the air.
So it's kind of like 3, 1, 2, or 3, 2, 1 maybe to get the slow off first of all and then beat them up.
He's very flexible. I mean, ideally you save the leap until you get the Screech buff, so you have maximized your power on your other attacks. Okay. Sometimes you're going to need to hit for bats first when you feel that it's safe or you need the slow. It's got a lot of options. He really does.
Okay. Obviously, if you're trying to skirmish, you'll save it to get away with.
This is true.
Yep.
Well, we can move on to his last ability now because I'm a bit disappointed right now that he leaps with his feet. So his ultimate is going to be called bat out of hell.
There we go. He flies up into the air. We really wanted him to fly. We wanted this batty.
He had to. He's got a bat. Like,
right.
He doesn't fly.
Right. We wanted this batty type of feel. I mean, we experimented with some abilities where he went way up in the air and dive bomb down, but none of those felt like a bat. So now we have this kind of play on the Freya ult, where he goes up into the air, and he has 3 seconds of air time, and he can do up to 3 swoops that deal damage to enemies he passes through.
That's really mobile and fast, man.
So you'd be surprised. Characters with full movement speed running away from you, you don't get much ground on them. We've had a lot of people.
Escaping. That's what I was looking at.
I mean, we have a lot of assassins that can just ult away if they need to, but this is pretty. You can really follow him if you need to with that ability.
Now, what happens if the timer runs out and you've not used your swoop shot?
So the last swoop will fire automatically. It deals damage on timeout. You can also just right-click just to cancel it. Pong can show that too. Just go up, and you can just go right back down. If for some reason you really think you didn't need to.
You misclick.
We have a new type of timer here in the effects, which is really cool. This is just building up.
That's I can see the line, yeah.
It's the total number of time. The swoops are not independent like Ratatoskers. Not like Ratatoskers.
Right.
As soon as that's done, you're done.
Now this deals damage when it connects. Is it any form of CC on this? No, you said there's no CCs.
No CC. The only little twist on this ability is that if you hit multiple targets with the swoop, it does increasing damage as you go through multiple targets.
So number 1 target will take less damage than number 2 target if you hit at the same time.
Right. It's kind of like Chang'e ult, where each next target takes a little bit more damage. So
if they're all grouped up with the Golf Fury and just swoop on all of them, you're probably going to kill them all.
You're going to do a lot of damage. So you'll see the third Odin will take the most damage. It went up. It's a little hard to see. It's quick.
It went from 252 to like 307.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't go off a wall, does it, Pompon?
No.
He can't. It's on mobility-wise, like through the jungle.
He doesn't fly high enough.
He's got small little leap that can get over some walls, but like some others not. So he is really relying on the essence and his lifesteal to really keep going.
He's a little mobility light. He's very sustaining though.
To make up for that as well. Where do you expect him to be played here?
Oh, jungle.
Jungle.
Yeah.
Can he solo?
I mean, I think with his sustainability, it's possible someone could learn how to play him solo. I think it's going to be difficult since both of his projectiles stop on God.
That's a good point.
Enemy solo laners are usually pretty good at countering that.
What would you expect to max in the jungle? Because at the moment, 1 seems to be his damaging ability, 2 is his CC and survivability.
He can actually build a couple different ways if he wants to. Like you can. So the 2 obviously really synergizes well with the jungle, but it's also the tougher skill shot. So if you want, you can go with your Screech.
Okay.
So Screech is better if you think you're going to need to be assisting clear, I think. You're going to want to max that to help your mid laner out, and you can hit the whole wave. But if you really want to go all in early, he's an early game assassin too, by the way. And if you really want to go all in early and get ahead, you're going to want to max Vampire Bats just for the most possible damage.
Okay.
It hits a lot harder on a single target than the Screech does.
Now with this sort of build as well, I mean, I guess we're looking for a penetrate. We don't need any lifesteal in this build. Do you still expect to go Bomber's Mask?
Yes, I definitely expect that, just because of the sharing and the other mechanics involved in it.
And the rest of the item build on that one, are you looking for penetration, I guess? Or do you need that much survivability with this, you reckon?
Standard pen tree items for assassins, plus Camazotz we think works a little better with at least 1 extra defensive item. So you probably want to mix in a Magi's or a Void Shield, or what was the other one? Shifter Shield. At least one of those kind of hybrid items play well with him.
Now, someone has to do those pulls stack and...
yes, you can be absorbing multiple at once if people all die in the same place.
Multiple kills.
Mother of God.
And then you have to go back and stand there, which we found in playtesting that standing still makes you very vulnerable.
That's true. You can actually play around that, I guess, by seeing those as on the floor and actually waiting around the corner for him to come and drink from them.
No, we have a unique thing with Camazotz. It's hidden from only Camazotz sees the pools.
Oh, really? You don't even see it? No, I mean, like on the minimap you can see it, but you can't even see it on the ground.
Other players don't see it.
However, though, if you've got a Neef on the team in either side, though, you could get away with it that way.
That would be interesting way to do it, but yes.
So you pick Neef so you can know where the essences are.
Yeah, Camazotz we thought would be a really cool time to experiment with some of these visibility things. Because he's a bat, it makes sense that he can only see certain things with this kind of night vision, sonar, echolocation thing. Oh yeah, look, you can't jungle with that ability, Pong, because you're not in the leash range and they go immune to it.
Good job, Pong.
Pon's our expert jungler, by the way.
For some reason, anyone
this is how I clear camps.
Were there air quotes there?
Every single time. So that's our first little look at Camazotz. And I mean, he looks fantastic for this game. We'll see how he ends up working out going forward. Is there any, anything extra you want to add to this you can think of that we've not mentioned yet?
I mean, he has a little extra polish features. We added some animations. Pawn, if you'll want to shoot somebody with vampire bats, but then don't do any other attacks afterwards. Just shoot somebody with vampire bats.
Shoot.
And then keep walking. Keep walking. So when the bats come back to him, He actually he does a little animation. He acknowledges kind of that the bats are returning to him. If he's in combat, that'll just skip. But if he's out of combat, you'll see that. Also with the essence pools, if you're standing still and out of combat, he'll do a little like he'll put his face down in the ground and look like he's drinking it a little bit more as opposed to his normal stand. He kind of bends over and waves around a little bit to show that he's drinking faster.
Even though you can't see the pool, you can actually see the drinking animation going on there, so you know there's a pool there.
That, or you can see an Camazotz kind of WASDing around in a circle in the same spot and be like, oh, I bet he's getting, or you can see him healing, and then immediately poke him out of it.
Good point as well. Now, he does have a voice pack, as all gods do, and he's also got a recolor skin, which we'll show you as well, because I believe you guys wanted to show that one off because you think it's really cool, the recolor. What do you want to do first, voice pack or recolor?
A voice pack.
Voice pack, yeah.
Okay.
There is so much power in you. Brutal. Feast your eyes upon a true death god. I am the knight. The darker it gets, the greater advantage I have. I'm not that crazy. Everyone just says I'm a little batty. I'm not the assassin you deserve. I'm the assassin you need.
There it is.
Batman reference.
Yeah, the actor did a great job on this one, and then we put some crazy effects on his voice.
That laugh is amazing, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's got some great laughs on this as well. Wow.
I'll cover his passive meter also real quick.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Those glowing skulls on top of his head are the number of stacks you have from your 2.
Okay.
So you notice 2 stacks. The one in the middle is still not lit.
Mm-hmm.
And the bat face there is telling you when you're in a combat and out. So when he's calmed down and there's no wings, that means you're out of combat and you'll drink faster.
Okay.
And once you attack somebody, you'll see that passive meter flare out upon super speeding across the map. So now he's in combat, that wakes up, and then we'll see the 3rd skull light up there.
Cool, and then the bat wings will go away.
So that
again.
just helps you manage the essence in and out of combat and the stacks of your other ability.
Makes perfect sense. And not only that, we do have the other skin as well. Pampon, do you have that ready?
I will need to remember how to spell it.
What's cool? Good luck.
What's cool about that is that he's always got these little patterns on his skin, but with the recolor, it really brings them out.
So those like the whole rune tattoo, like that tattoo.
Yeah, that reminds me of another little extra feature we put in Camazotz that I forgot about, and that is when he has a stack of his buff from his 2, his tattoos glow brighter.
Oh, okay.
So they're kind of inlaid in his skin, and they have kind of a
I like that skin
a solid color. I love this recolor. I'm going to be playing this a lot.
Yeah.
But once he gets that buff, you'll see those tattoos light up and have a little bit of movement in the lines and stuff like that.
That looks badass.
I can probably show that pretty quickly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's super speed over to it.
That's a lot of speed.
Gotta go fast.
Yes. Camazotz is not actually this mobile, all right?
Oh, no, there's still more.
Oh, yeah, you need a new jungle camp. Who did you not hit yet?
I think I've hit them all.
Did you hit all of them and not kill them?
Oh, they're blue?
This is how fast Mercury should go, by the way.
Here we go. Here we go.
We did it. Yeah.
There we go. We've got some extra movement inside those, or is it?
It might be at full.
No, we might not. We might still be working on this skin.
I don't
know. It might
know.
be actually not working on this one, on the recolor.
Well,
it'll be working by the time we get done live. Yeah.
Chuck, you had one job.
It's not me this time.
And it wasn't this.
Yeah.
Chuck's been strategically not claiming credit all show, so he could not claim credit of this bug.
Just so I can escape from a minor variable that needs to be fixed.
There's going to be some more questions about him for sure, but he doesn't actually change the interaction with jungle buffs in any way. This is just an additional thing he can stack on top of himself for some soft invades or just for his own jungle route. The buff lasts a very long time, so you have enough time for the buffs to respawn, so you can actually stack it over multiple jungle rotations.
It's pretty useful too, because sometimes you don't want to, as a jungler, you don't want to soak every single camp up and have to kill the camp to be able to get that buff. So being able to just throw out your bats and get that is useful, but maybe stronger at the same time, so it could come in both ways.
The trickiest thing with this is talking your allies into not killing the camp before you get there, because they get antsy and they love to do it.
That's a good point as well, just to speed up the rotations. So it's going to be very fast in the jungle as that bat. But it's time for Q&A section now. Favorite thing about the patch while we wait for the Q&A questions to be ready. Fishman, for you, what's your favorite thing in the patch?
Batman, Camazotz.
Batman. Simple as. What about
Man bat.
Sure.
Man bat, that's better. Well, to be fair, he looks less like a man than a bat in this one. Chuck, what about you? Favorite thing in the patch?
I mean, yeah, Camazotz.
I mean, we're going to be unanimous on this,
Yeah.
probably.
Camazotz.
We released a new really cool god in time for Halloween, which we've been trying to do forever. We're
true.
excited about that.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
cool. We did it, boys.
Halloween Fenrir close.
All the other skins were great, but Camazotz is like, when I was applying to work at Hi-Rez, Camazotz was the design I was working on at home to like present that we should do this god.
Gotcha.
And I'm so happy that we're finally doing him.
And we've actually been talking about doing him for years.
Yeah.
We almost did it last Halloween.
That's right.
And then when we didn't,
It wasn't going to make October, so we're like, well,
so
we
we
can't
just
do
kept
it another
pushing it
month.
back until we hit Halloween again.
Oh, we made it.
Well, I have some
brought it to you.
updates on the
These are
Q&A
bad.
here now.
Okay.
While I was going to work on the Q&A section during the balance, the computer actually crashed on me. We don't have that on the screen, but I'm pulling up some tweets from the hashtag SMITE patch right here. We're going to go through a couple real quick. Yeah, we're going to live tweet it. We'll probably get some interesting questions here. So let's see what we got. Oh man, a lot of stuff. During the design process, how do you fine-tune how much damage assassins should have in their kits? Or maybe gods in general, Fish.
Sure. So a lot of that. So the beginning of the process, the balance team is going to look at existing gods of the same class, and we have spreadsheets for that, so they can kind of assess similar abilities on similar characters and get a good ground for where it's going to start. But then after that, it also has a different context based on the rest of that god's kit. So a lot of that's going to change during playtesting.
Right.
Just balanced by
I think that's a great answer for all classes. I mean, assassins are very important because they need to do this very critical amount of damage, but generally we look at very similar abilities as far as size, range, speed, and class. Find something similar, and then after playtesting, and many, many tweaks, we find a spot that looks right.
Okay.
So thank you, DNLYK, for asking us about how we fine-tune damage on design process.
We should do it this way all the time. This makes me feel so much better. I don't have to do anything to get this.
Yeah, I know, except I have to like scroll through the ones that I'm not supposed to answer,
So do
or
we not
the ones
need
that
him
scare me.
anymore?
I mean, maybe you don't. Oh, can Camazotz stack his 2 on Gold Fury and Fire Giant?
No.
Just buffs.
Only
have buffs.
buff camp drops, yes.
Okay.
Because they're always there and they're sitting there, and you're marking them, they have a really long time. So
nice and cheap and easy.
But the arena creatures are totally fair game.
Favorite new god this year so far, all year?
Oh.
This is a good one.
Had a lot of gods this year. Izanami's pretty good.
Yeah, your favorite?
Probably.
I would have guessed your favorite was Susanoo.
Susanoo is also really good.
Susanoo as well. Fish surprised me there.
But Izanami, I think, is like, she came instantly to a good reception, and I'm excited to see her.
She's really unique too.
Yeah, in the SPL.
I've been enjoying Terra quite a bit.
Yeah.
Terra's pretty good. Yeah, I agree with that.
What about you, Hindu?
Terrible.
All year?
Probably Fafnir, just because I like evolving gods. Gods that change a lot and evolve.
dragon
a lot
is
of
hype,
different
too.
things. Yeah, you can't go wrong.
I think
And
I'm on
he's
Team
OP,
Fafnir too.
in
I'm
my
on Team
opinion,
Fafnir too.
And I'm a support player, so it's like multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Plenty of reasons.
Pon,
for
who's
it.
your favorite god all year?
It's
No one cares, Pon.
Come on, everybody
It's-
loves Pon.
It's probably actually Camazotz, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that's like on the new hype train ever, so like it's just like going to be way higher
Next
than it
patch,
probably will be in
that
like
guy's
3
his
months.
favorite.
But I've had a lot of fun with him.
And Jungle Pon Pon.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
He's a jungler, so.
Here's a good one that we pretty much answered already, but what happened to the dance emotes? Any plans to continue them? Well, we brought them back
Yes,
today.
Agony, this patch. If you didn't see it, you can get it in the next patch.
Chuck, art question, how are we going forward with dance emotes? We're going to see those more? You think you're going to be a little bit?
I'm going to say I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
I think it's as we have time is the real
Correct.
answer,
Yes.
which is hard to delineate specifically. Well, this is the next one is because it's really when we have time in our schedule.
Yep, it basically just depends on the workload for animation department.
Yes, it's a good question about dance emotes. Don't expect them every patch, but we're going to keep them coming. I saw a really awesome one earlier that
They're
was
on the radar.
What do each of you guys think is the worst item in the game? The one you never buy or you don't really like?
Well, that's an active. Let's see.
Oh yeah, you want to go relic too? That's
We're gonna
fine.
go
That's
relics,
fair. I
really?
think that's fine.
Scout's pretty rocky.
Yeah. Okay, Scout. What do you think, Chuck?
Oh God, rating things. I hate rating things. I don't know. You go second.
I mean, it's tough for me. I like all the tanky items. We've been working on buffing the ones that we don't
That's
like
true.
so
Yeah.
much.
You've done a good job
We
of
try
it.
not
You
to
have a
leave
least
items
favorite
just
one?
stranded out.
You have a list
For
of
me, I just don't like buying boots. I mean, boots are really important in the game,
Really?
but buying boots is really annoying. Because most of the gods have shoes already. If they don't have shoes, there's a reason for it.
Oh my gosh, Hindu.
Like Rama, right? Rama doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah.
Henceforth, Rama should move slower.
But that's a weird.
Or step on rocks and get hurt.
That's a weird take on it because most of our characters have pants too, and we don't only let them
Cameron.
have pants when they buy pants armor. So it'd be weird if their shoes were also contingent.
Then the skin influences the mobility of the god. That's what we should do. Then you have to buy it, and we make it pay to win. then we earn more money, and I
This
get
is why
paid
Hindu is
more.
not invited.
I
to
think
the
my
balance
least
team.
favorite is Gauntlet of Thebes. We had that one.
Oh.
It's been tricky.
The old one was so scary.
The old one
so
was completely scary.
we
It
have
was
to
one
be
of the
really careful anytime we touch it.
one of the few items
Every
we
time.
hot fixed out of the game,
And,
which was a fun
Thebes,
time.
Thebes,
but
is it any more coming towards Thebes just lately, or are you happy where it is?
honestly, we talk about the health tree
All the
every
time.
week, yeah. And like we've said before, we want to make sure we make very slight incremental changes to that, so we don't end up where we've gotten before.
I'm going with Haste and Fatalis, which
Oh.
I enjoy using, but when everyone yells at you if you buy it.
That
is true.
That's a good
Because
point.
it's
I've heard
not
of
strong enough.
It is one of the most fun items to buy.
Yep. But you can't use it, and so it just tortures me sitting there.
So many people
making me
like.
Oh, do you want to
not
move
want to
fast
get in.
all the
Yeah,
time?
I don't want the auto attack penalty, and then people are like, yeah.
Which is more
mentioning
important.
reworks all the time.
Yeah, there's a lot
Is
of
there
ones.
any reworks actually in the process at the moment? Or are we thinking about any at the moment? Or
I
is
mean,
it just like very bare bones? if
We
anything?
have a lot of gods that we talk about as far as like the kind of the Cupid treatment.
Yeah.
We think that worked really well for Cupid. It re-energized a lot of people wanted to play him. It made his stats go up, change at least.
Yeah.
We saw a significant
For
impact
the positive,
from that.
yeah.
And man,
Mostly
I
positive,
like
yeah.
knowing where to stand when somebody's got a heart bomb on their head.
Yeah, that's
Right. Well, we like to have
Good
a little bit
quality of
more
life.
clearer feedback now. So we have a couple gods that I think are in that realm, and a lot of you guys asking about those could. I
Starting to
think
narrow
maybe
it down.
expect one more or so by the end of the year of a Cupid level, maybe something bigger early next year. We're still planning on that. We're still planning that though. I got some other interesting questions. When are you guys going to fire Ajax? That one seems a little unfair. I don't know if there's
It's
any
already
risk of that.
happened.
Yeah,
Not
it's
during
already
the
happened.
show,
We just
guys.
haven't told him
Jeez.
yet.
We can't answer that one, guys. I'm sorry.
We
Live on air.
corrected the glitch.
I
He's
love
going to
this
get back
one,
to his desk and
There will
It's
be
just
no desk.
empty. It's just empty.
Just keep an eye
For
on it.
reading
Going
your
from-
phone live on the air, you're gone.
Yeah.
Will
Someone's
we ever-
wondering
What's up,
actually
Bob?
where to get your sandals fish.
Oh yeah.
Walrus wants to
Well,
know.
we're gonna plug
These were
plug some
Walrus
other
wants to know.
company.
these were Nike sandals.
Nike.
I don't normally buy
Walrus doesn't wear
name
shoes.
brand,
Why would a
but I
walrus
really
want
like the
that?
Roman style with the cross straps.
Because
You
it's
should
a
get back to working on
Nike.com.
solo lane better.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, then.
I guess no official sponsorship. I just like them.
Will we ever get the goddess of potato? This is one that's
That
been.
was a while
We
ago.
can
yeah.
never
This
say
one's
never.
Potato got us.
Yeah, this
But
one's been showing up on
Can we
social
have-
media.
It is
have-
doubtful.
Hunbatz's dad, by the way.
What is that? Who is he?
He's the god of chocolate.
Oh, really?
There is a god of chocolate in the Mayan culture, and that would be really good.
Well, Valentine's Day skin.
Willy Wonka. Yeah, we just call it Willy Wonka anyway. There we go.
Mayan
Anything
Willy
is
Wonka.
possible, guys. As long as Smite
I
keeps
like
doing
it. We can't
well,
say never.
we keep having fun. We'll
But-
keep adding gods.
Well, you try to look at what the community is asking for and the gods that they're excited about when we pick. So
What do we think about time? How are we doing? Should I do some few more?
I think you do one or two more, and then we should be
Okay.
looking to close this one out.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me look for a
that's
good one. Let's
racist.
see.
I don't think we can do the Mayan chocolate god after
Why?
we made chocolate chalk.
yeah.
Yeah, we've kind of gone down that road
Oh.
already.
No,
Or
no,
we'd
you
have to
can't
do
do
like
that.
3 more chocolate gods.
Yes, and then
And make
it's
it
And then we
Makes
can have the
sense.
chocolate
That's
chest.
right. That's right.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
all or
I
nothing.
mean,
See, Chuck is the one that gets you the chest. He just confirmed it. That it was like, listen, we can put it in a chest. it'll be
nothing is
great.
confirmed.
Although,
got-
like multiple chocolate god summons the chocolate god. Multiple chocolate skins summons the chocolate god. That's what we do.
Question.
I'm getting some questions. Okay, I'm pretty much back to the ones where we were just tweeting. We're back. I scrolled through them all. There was one is Hades on the radar, is Opwatch on the radar, is AMC on the radar. All of those gods are on the radar.
Well, I mean, we track all of our gods. We
Yeah.
look at.
What about Fafnir?
What about Fafnir?
I don't know. Production said Fafnir for some reason.
I mean, Fafnir seems to be doing well.
Especially
Is he
in
strong right now?
Xingqian's
Because
mountain.
some people think he's strong, but then he doesn't seem like he's strong all the time.
The pros seem to utilize him pretty well. His widespread stats are not overwhelmingly alarming in
He's
any
kind
way.
of got
No,
an
he's in
interesting
the
play
middle of the
style.
pack,
So if
yeah.
you can take advantage of that, you can do really cool things.
The offensive
But if you try to
team
play him
buff is
normal,
pro
you're going to struggle.
Offensive team buff is strong. I mean,
Yeah.
we get a lot of questions about these gods, and a lot of them are surprisingly underrated
Yeah.
in many applications, and people are a little afraid of experimenting. But, you know, don't be afraid to experiment with some
Sorry.
underrated gods, because you can do really well if you learn them well.
Well, you can do that in the latest Play Games Online. Obviously, we've got PTS coming probably this weekend as well for 3.18 for you guys to test out Camazotz and the changes to Scylla, Chak, Susano, and all the new item changes as well. From everybody here, that's pretty much it from the Patch Notes show this week. We'll be back again with more in the future. Make sure you send us your feedback online as per usual. You can check out smitegame.com to give us that feedback as well, and for a full rundown of the Patch Notes. That's it from Hi-Rez Studios this week. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you all again next Patch Notes.
Yeah, that's great.